Hi, I'm Paul Muller, Vice President of Strategic Marketing, and I'm here in Johannesburg for the HP Software Performance Tour, where we've been talking about the new style of business and the importance of DevOps in what we're increasingly seeing as a software-defined enterprise. The challenge for many enterprises today is that software not only differentiates them, in many cases it's now defining the qualities of the services and the products that they offer to their customers. Think about your car, think about the last plane trip you went on, think about the devices in your home. Software is increasingly embedded in those products, not just to provide functionality, but to differentiate them in an increasingly competitive world. The challenge is that organisations now need to deliver software faster, at greater reliability, and always being mindful of increased security risks. So during the talk, what we focused on was how organisations need to think about the constraints associated with delivering software. And we talked a little bit about the theory of constraints and how organisations can go about systematically identifying those constraints, elevating them, addressing them, and ultimately finding the next constraint that's stopping them from delivering software faster. There's a couple of key areas we focused on. One of the biggest issues is, of course, there's so much manual labour involved in the software delivery process. Organisations are still manually patching and deploying systems. That not only increases cost, it increases latency in the software delivery process, as your testers and developers have to sit there waiting sometimes weeks, even months, before they get the infrastructure they need to test. The alternative is they often build their systems by their desk. That leads to a number of different problems. The most notorious is the one I call the snowflake system problem. That is, all of your systems are all unique, they're all incredibly fragile, and no one knows how to recreate them, which of course creates massive availability and performance problems when you move through to production. The other big problem we find for organisations facing is a lack of automated regression testing. That means that organisations either skip the testing process because it's manual and expensive, or alternatively they implement limited degrees of testing. So no one's ever really confident that the application's going to work when they expect it to. As a result, organisations tend to batch up in small changes into really big changes that eventually become bet the business change exercises. As a result, the organisation starts to perceive IT as slow and unresponsive to their needs, and unfortunately, when things go wrong, IT is the first to get blamed. The final area we looked at is that of security. One of the little known facts is that organisations that are breached today are increasingly being breached not as a result of their security infrastructure, that is, their firewalls that tend to be doing the job they need to. The problem is that 60% of vulnerabilities and breaches are caused as a result of poorly implemented software. That is, the software contains vulnerabilities that are exploited by an increasingly motivated adversary. So the other thing we talked about is how organisations can use the process of automated source code analysis to identify those security problems, patch them and fix them before they ever find their way into production. Taken in totality, we talk about the concept of continuous assessment of software delivery, continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous operations to help organisations capture the opportunity that is represented by the software-defined enterprise. My name's Paul Muller, Vice President of Strategic Marketing at HP Software. Thanks for watching.